So this is for Chris Amico. He was asking about low singles, head inside versus head outside. There's two things we really got to understand before we actually get into low singles. And one, the first thing is block and drive. And then the second thing is, what is the head outside pathway and what is the head inside pathway? So block and drive, just general, he's here. If he needs to sprawl, what he's got to do is he's got to get his chest down and his legs back. Notice, if his chest is up, keep your chest up, put your legs back, put one leg back. Okay, put your chest down, put a leg back. Do we see that? So if I am able to block him from coming down, he can't sprawl as well. Now what he's gonna do there is he's gonna put his legs back, put your legs back, and then his chest will be able to come down. But if I block and put a drive, go ahead and sprawl. You kind of lock him out. See how he's locking out my hip via my knee and my rib? So block and drive is just a less fancy way of saying lever and fulcrum. 3-joint rule. You want to control the elbow, control the wrist and the shoulder. Now, we don't need 3 joints, we can do just 2. However, 2 is gonna be less powerful, but it still works. So, now that we understand block drive, let's talk about head inside, head outside. There's 2 pathways on the body. Head outside goes head outside, go this way, turn this way. Head outside to the back. Head outside my frame. Head inside to the back. Now, these are all the same pathway. Put your hands up. Head inside goes to head outside, goes to head inside. Notice it's just moving around the body. And you're gonna find head or moving around the body the other way. Sorry. And what you're gonna find is that the head inside, head outside pathway, that dichotomy exists in like every position, because the head inside pathway is largely along our lateral movement and the head outside is largely along our linear movement. So it appears everywhere, right? It appears everywhere. So we're gonna talk about the low single, head inside. So basic low single, so like let's say I'm here, I'm doing my guard. I'll come up and my head is inside. I'm blocking at the knee and blocking on the side of his ankle. So what's happening, the block drive is doing like a block and a drive, and I'm locking his leg out. Now, there's some question like, okay, do I use the side of my face? Do I use the front of my face? What am I using? Do I use my top? What am I using? And the answer to that is yes.
We don't give a shit what you use.
You use whatever it is for whatever position you need.
Yeah, like play with it. You know, your body's different than mine. Generally speaking, it's the front of your head, but
so it'll be here. Go this way so you can see better. And I'm going to use my hand as a base here. Now, all these are the finish here as I block, and then I drive.
Get his low double.
Over. Get my low double. Now, he's got 2 ways of rotating. Either away from me or toward me. Now, if I keep my head on this knee, he rotates toward me, he's going to cover and put my head underneath.
For me as the defensive man, one of the things I want to do, come here, lock it up, get it on, is I can't like get it locked in. I can't like traditionally sprawl here because my ankle's stuck. So what I want to do, instead of sprawling with my hips, I'm going to sprawl with my hamstring. I'm going to use my hamstring as a frame, and push his head down, and I'm going to go here. Turn a bit so they can see. Right here. See my hamstring is on top of his head? This is one of the ways I can defend. Now I can start messing with him, scrambling. I can lock in the crotch. There's lots of stuff I can do here. Once this happens, he wants to go out the back door, build head height.
So that sucks for me. There's stuff I can do. He goes to do that, and he gets my head under. I gotta build height. Turn around, attack. But, okay, if that's what he can do, like, how about I just don't let my head go down? So I'll come here as he circles. Let's move this way so we can see better. As he circles, I bring my head up to his hip. And then look.
It's very hard for me to push his head down when it's actually at my hip.
So again, the ankle and knee, that's really good. That's useful. But like, if I lock out his hip,
You go all
that's
three
his
joints.
whole leg. It's stronger. Now, just because it's stronger doesn't mean it's always available. So I'll be here in this hold position. So like what I would do with a person to like work on this is, okay, they're only allowed to turn into you. Their job is to crush your head. And my job is just maintain position, something like this. Go. And then you're gonna find that if you stay at the knee, it's gonna be very difficult. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna maintain position, meaning I'm not gonna let my head get crushed, but I'm allowed to go knee and to the hip. Ready, go. Now, you notice he started turning away from me. So, there's another thing he can do. He turns away from me.
If I can get this knee down here, I put him in a regular low single leg.
Now,
Head inside single leg.
what I'm gonna wanna do, either head to the hip or immediately to the side, head to the hip or head to the ankle like this, like that. And
So
I
when
can
this
do-
happens, defensively, I'm either looking to get my whizzer, or but because he's got his ankle, I'm likely going to use my butt to sprawl on him like this. And then I'm going to play this game here.
Now notice, all of what he's doing there to do that is to get my head from driving. So if I have a drive here, if I get here and he does this and I circle, okay, now I'll do what you're gonna do. See, he can't like realistically get his butt down very well. Now this is like a fight, but I'm gonna just work on the hips.
And he's going to go backside double here. He's going to boom, backside double. He's got me. Now in jiu-jitsu, you're liable to get people maybe rolling underneath to guard, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to also get people who, maybe not so much in jiu-jitsu, but they might turn in and have super flexible leg to defend.
But you notice how none of that is, oh, I get crushed. The only one where I get crushed is where he turns into me and puts that hamstring on top of me. So all I'm trying to do is maintain my position. Here, like this. I'll go to the hip. Oh look, I'll even go right to the middle of the hip here.
And sometimes I might even try to go here and like come out. I might like try to get my knee, go here, so I
but
can go there.
At that point, I'm
It's all scrambles. I have to know how to, I can't do a traditional sprawl here. I have to know how to scramble and use other parts of frames and go around him.
and let's just be real, like 99% of jiu-jitsu players have no clue what the fuck they're doing here at all. I go through gyms like white belt to black belt and just fucking crush them with this shit. Right? Like I've gone with literal black belts who have like, you know, I wouldn't say they're like actually like world competitive. Obviously, a world
Like if you do this with Ryan Hall, he's gonna know what to do.
yeah, it's like somebody who really knows what they're doing. Obviously, they were doing, but you know, like I got a legitimate black belt, just take them down over and over again. I've gone with like competitive purple belts, and I've taken them down like this, and I do it for 40 minutes straight until I like teach them some stuff about how to do defense, how to like literally not just let me in.
One thing that I've seen though is like you get here, get the single leg, get the head inside single leg. I've seen people go where they get over the top and then they go to an arm bar over here.
Yeah, that
You
is
got to be careful about having your posture broken.
Again, you don't want your head going down. Notice, good position is just about like, okay, is my head above my shoulders? Yes. Okay, cool. Is my head above my shoulders? Cool. Second it goes down, now we have a problem. So, obviously, you're going to need to just play with this with people. Now, I'm assuming head inside, you probably already get that. Because head inside on this position is super simple, right? Like, it's just really simple. So, what I'm doing here, there's a head outside and a head inside. So, if I'm here like this, and he goes like that,
Head inside.
right here, I'm head inside. That's my single leg. Now, he goes there, head outside. Head outside, this is my high crotch. So instead of it being head inside, pressuring on the outside, my head is on the outside, and my leg is catching my arm is catching the leg on the inside.
Pushing me down this way.
Now, from here, I can be at the ankle, that's fine.
At the knee as well.
At the knee, here. Now, this is actually like much safer than doing an actual high crotch. Because if I do a high crotch, oh look, there's the guillotine. Okay, reach for the guillotine. You see, they're gonna like pull me up first.
Yeah, or I gotta be like, okay, and come down.
Okay, which is not where we were, so you're just changing the position. That's
exactly.
fine.
I have to change the position.
So, again, my head blocks on this side. Now, from here, I'm gonna circle back to this backside double single position. So it's like a knee pull single there. Or I can do like my traditional high crotch, take the back finish from here, and then I climb up. Or I'm here, cut across double. So I'm going to show that cut across double from the front so you can see better. So I'm here, I'm going to catch, cut across, drive.
Low
You
doubles.
notice how I'm not reaching across like this in a double leg with on a high crotch. Reaching across like this is not good. That. So here, if I reach across, so I'll just go straight here. If I reach across to my side,
I can catch this arm and mess with it. Maybe Kimura him even.
ready? Catch it. And that's the same in a normal high crotch too, by the way. Normal high crotch. I'm here. Stop. I reach across.
I underhook him here.
Okay.
It's hard for me to, like, do your other reach across. So I underhook him, feet across. Now I've got this Kimura.
So this low single and this low head outside single, low inside outside, they're just literally not different than the high crotch single leg on the hip ribs. So see them on the ribs.
Hip.
I'm just now going to the ankle, hip. Ankle, hip, but maybe like a little lower than the hip.
And this one here, I can't cover him with my leg. So what I might try to do is put his head down and put my butt on his back and get my leg far away.
Now notice, his defense is about putting his leg down. Putting my head down and putting his head, his butt, his hamstring. When he's saying his butt, like, look at, it's literally the same hamstring defense. He's putting his butt hamstring on me, right? So that's what to do when we're going behind. He just pushes your head down. Now I go that, he tries to push my head down. Push my head down. It's gonna be a fight. But notice I'm using my hands as base. I'm using my hands as base. If I try and do this two hand, you just can't. We're too low.
You're in this baby crawl position Two hands base kind of kills
So
you there.
I'll be from here. I'll make my guard. I'm doing my guard like this. Like this. I'm doing my guard. He goes right leg. He goes left leg. Right leg. Oh no, look, watch. Now his right leg. Go right leg.
Left, misdirect to the left leg now. So there's a lot we can do there. And again, it's very important. Just understanding head inside versus head outside situations.
Now, what if he turns into us? If I get this head outside and he turns toward us? This is an issue. This is an issue. So the first thing you got to do is not just keep the angle going behind him. And if I have a block, try and turn.
It's hard because he's forcing me into internal rotation.
I'm forcing in a head inside low single. I'm forcing his knee out, head outside. I'm forcing this knee in.
And most people don't actually have a lot of internal rotation. Occasionally, you're running into a guy like Kerry Kolat who has rubber knees, and he can just, like internal rotation like crazy. But many people, you do this to them, and they're like, "Oh, fuck this."
So first thing is don't let them turn. Keep the position. Second thing is, if they do, I come up. That way he can't cover. Right? Same thing as this one, as the head inside. If he comes in, turns in, I come up. Look, maybe I don't even have my head. I've got my shoulder.
See, he comes head
Now
outside.
it becomes head outside. So it's kind of the same position here. He turns in, I come up. Now my shoulder's blocking.
And if they do cover, we gotta know scrambles and we gotta know how to do crackdown. The high crotch, you gotta either know I'm here and I'm over the top and he does this Iranian finish, or I'm here and I'm not over the top.
He sits me down. So notice there, I did the head inside single, come up, like that, low single, but instead of it being my head,
Again, all this is running the pipe, right? Like when we have a high crotch and they're like, "Oh, I'm here," and then I'm here, I run the pipe. And then I'm here standing, but all I did was crack him down. So in like a wrestling sense, it's almost like this guillotine position where I'm here, I get myself here, boom, and I'm down here.
now I can't guillotine him here because his neck, he had, like if you go straight, okay, now I guillotine him. But here, like, I'm stuck, okay, and then he comes up. Now I'm too far away.
And that's a whole lot. Crackdown position's a lot of work too. But it's almost like if you do high crotch, you need to understand that crackdown and Iranian finish. And if you do single leg that had inside single leg, you have to understand underhook and dogfight and whizzer and coming out the back door. So, and these things all go together, right? So it's